I wanted to mention something very important. Many of us, we are in those days of isolation and being pulled away from our regular habits. For most of us, it's a big change, and it's not an easy thing. It's not a simple thing. Me myself, for me, it's not such a huge change, but I know that for many others, it's a huge change. Me myself, usually, I'm spending many hours of my day indoor in the house. For many years, our children were homeschooled, so we were hanging out in the house for many hours every day. But I know that there are many people that for them it's not easy, and also children that for them it's not easy. And I wanted to explain a few things that I think that can give strength and power for us to learn how to deal with the difficulty and the change that we're all experiencing in those days. So, for an example, if a person would tell you that you need to weigh huge weight, like 100 pounds, 200 pounds, or he would tell you you need to climb up the staircase 1,000 times. So, of course, everyone would say, no, I don't want to do that. Like, why for me to do something so crazy, so hard? And if he would tell you, okay, I'll pay you for that, it's not for free. So, of course, you're going to ask, okay, how much? Like, what are we talking about? If he'll tell you, like, $5, you're going to laugh. You're going to say, no, come on, are you kidding me? 1,000 times to climb and go down the staircase for $5, I'm not running so much for $5. They tell you, you know what, I'll give you 50. And you say, no, also, no, I'm sorry, it's a joke. But if you would say, 50,000 or 500,000, so you would run like crazy, right? If you would believe that there's a purpose for that effort, it would be worthy for you. You would find the motivation to do that. You can see that in a relationship. Many couples are very easy to fight, very easy to blame each other and to fight and to hate each other and to argue, until they suddenly start recognizing cracks in their house, in the walls, in their ceilings. The structure of their life is not stable anymore. And then they start thinking, oh, what, I'm going to lose my wife, I'm going to lose my husband, might lose my children, I won't have a family anymore. So suddenly a purpose is rising up the surface, and now the person will be motivated to work more to have that marital peace, this shalom bayit, to have shalom, peace with his spouse, with his family. Why? Because he realized that he might lose the house. So the purpose of building and tying back and strengthening the house became a purpose, and now he's able to deal with more difficulties and challenges than he used to in the past. So the main thing and most important thing is to try, in situations that are difficult and hard for us, to try to understand what's the purpose, what's the use. People can hate and blame and say, we're sitting in the houses because of the government, we're sitting in the houses because of whatever, finding out reasons that are not correctly true, not perfectly right, and hating each other for that and blaming each other for that, and for that not being satisfied with the result. But a person who has a little bit of faith and connection from within to the Creator, he tries to think a little bit, what's going on? What's happening in the world? He's not learning about what happens in the world from Facebook or YouTube or TV news or whatever. He observes. You can also see that on social media. You can also talk to people and learn about it from people over the phone, getting messages from people. Like you can learn with your eyes a little bit about the world, but the main lesson is the inner lesson, is to tune yourself to the spiritual developments that you're going through. Now, a person cannot understand what he's going through unless he appreciates himself a little bit, unless he has some kind of faith in himself. A person cannot sense and cannot feel anything, because everything that comes up in his feelings, in his emotions, in his mind, immediately he contradicts that. No, like maybe we're coming closer to spiritual development. No, can't be. Like I'm suffering. No, maybe something good can come out of that. Maybe I'll be closer to my family somehow. No, they're annoying me. Like I don't have the power to deal with it. Like you contradict and you fight with the inner voices that are rising from within instead of listening to them. People that never spend time with their children are now forced to sit for weeks in their houses and to play taki and chess and learn with their children and listening to their children and hearing them, and suddenly you have an opportunity to meet them, to speak with them. Relationship between couples that were based only on needs and on like mutual basic respect without really knowing each other and talking to each other, suddenly are being forced to sit and to eat lunch together, to eat breakfast together, to talk a little bit, to see each other, to deal with mutual stress and feelings. Those are very deep classes. This message is a very, very deep message, and it's a purpose. It's a real purpose. Now, the thing is that a person does not appreciate himself to realize how important he is and how great and powerful and meaningful are the outcomes of his success in his daily challenges and tests. Means that when you pass a test and when you're succeeding, you're not appreciating yourself for that success, and you think, nah, it's a regular thing, everyone has that. But it's not true. Why? If you gave now an apple to a starving person, so it's true, there are another billion apples running around in the world right now, but not all the apples are giving life to a dying person. And you just saved that person's life with that simple apple that you pulled out of your sleeve or pocket or basket. So sometimes an apple can be a life-saving apple and can be also a lethal apple. You can kill a person with an apple. So it depends on the intention of your heart, what you really did with that apple, what you really do in your life. If you're being simple and honest and respectful and you try to do the best that you can, you're not used to sit with your children, you're not used to sit with your family, you're not used to spend so many hours indoor, you used to smoke, you used to talk, you used to laugh with your friends, and now you're locked, you're inside the house, you feel so much pressure from your environment, the house is locking you, the family is pressuring you, the situation is stressful for you, and now in that time, if you will try to breathe, if you will try to listen, if you will try to care, if you will try to take that opportunity and to do something good with it, it might be like that life-saving apple for someone. Your children might remember you in a different light from now on and on. Your family, your spouse might remember you and look at you in a different light from now on. Things might improve and go way better if you're gonna just listen to the voice of your heart that is telling you from within what really needs to be done, what really is so important. And especially when a person is also able to pray, and like I mentioned the power of prayer in the last few days, and I spoke about the individual prayer and about the regular prayer, that when you ask and request something, just by mentioning that thing, you put a vessel, you put a container for that kind of bounty to be accepted, to have a place to hover upon. So if, let's say, a person now wants to have peace, he wants to have joy and satisfaction and happiness, and he's asking for that. Please God, please Father in heaven, bring down peace to the world, make people happy, make me happy, make my family happy, make my friends happy, let us all be strong and powerful. Those are the vessels that you are putting on the surface. And when the rain is coming, when the bounty is coming down from heaven, it will fill those buckets, those containers, those vessels that you put. If you'll pray for other things like money or respect or whatever you need, those will be the shapes and the containers to contain the bounty. The heavenly light is a simple light that comes down from heaven and filling the vessels. Now, any vessel that you will put will receive the bounty. So you need to be wise, first of all, to put as many vessels as you can, and then also to design the redemption with your own prayer. Because when you pray for money, money will come. It might come to your pocket, it might come to someone else's pocket, it might generally help the world, but it will come in that shape of money, of financials, of incomes, of money. But if you'll pray for things that are way more elevated than money, if you will pray for the complete redemption, for happiness to be the part and share of everyone around you, that honesty and dignity and loyalty will be the foundations of characters of human beings around the world, if you'll pray for the sake of poor people that does not have brain, that does not have heart, does not have feelings to feel each other, to care about each other, does not have space, that does not have place inside of themselves to care about what other people go through in their lives. And people are going and criticizing and blaming and hating and rebuking and assaulting and insulting and hurting people in such a bad and cruel way. And if you want to make changes on that, so you just need to ask for it. And you need to have that confidence that we spoke about before, that you will believe in the power of your prayer, that when you're praying, you're being answered immediately. And even if the coin will not fall straight to your wallet, maybe the Creator is choosing to make for that coin a different path. The Creator wants you to get more than that coin that you prayed for. And He wants to give you also the merits of the charity of that coin to help and save many other people before it will jump into your wallet. So for an example, you said, Borei Olam, I need money. Please help me to pay my bills. Please help me to have money to go and buy food for my family. Great, wonderful request. And then the money is coming into a pocket of a person that you never met in your life. Suddenly a deal came up for him and he made few thousands and he's so happy and thrilled, and he goes and he gives 10% to charity, and he do huge shoppings for his family and comes back with great bounty. And his wife, she's so happy, and she sees all the amount of food and groceries that her husband brought, and she's so happy. Now that husband went and bought those things in a grocery close by to their house, and he helped the owner of that grocery store, and he gave him money as well. And he's coming with a lot of money now to his house and makes his wife happy as well. And the wife just now received a lot of food and many things that she was waiting for a long time to her house, and she's being so happy because of that, that she makes a phone call to her sister and tells her, "You don't know, we have so much food, please come and take some." And that sister, she was in such trouble right now, and she was so under so much pressure, and she didn't know how she will cook for this weekend, and she's running by foot to her sister's house, and both of them are so poor. And she's coming and taking some tomatoes and some potatoes and also a piece of meat and a chicken and a fish, and she's, wow, it's a great basket of food, and she's taking it and she's so happy. And she comes back to her house and she's so inspired by that miracle, and she's happy for her sister, and that sister is happy for the other one, and both of them are rolling this inspiration and happiness to the next station, and they're knocking on another door and telling them thank you and whatever and giving them something, and it's rolling. But what is rolling? Your merit, your prayer. And it hits more doors and it opens more windows, and it brings more light to the world of happiness, of inspiration, and people are praising God and thanking Hashem and thanking each other and helping each other, and all those rights and all those merits are written under your name. You may be not there to see it, but that's the faith that you should believe. You should believe that your prayer are like seeds that are being planted far, far away. And more prayers are more rain and more water and more healthy sunshine to light and to illuminate and to brighten the day of those seeds to grow and to bloom and to bring out fruits to the world. And some of those wonders are eternal charity that stands for good. Some of the merits of mitzvot that we're keeping, the good deeds, the good actions that we do in life, are continuing in an eternal way and never ends and never stop. Some of the things that you do, for an example, if you gave charity to a person and that person was so overwhelmed, and you changed his life with that act of charity, all of his life will be different because of that. If you gave a person a certain hope, if you bought a person a pair of tefillin or a book or something that he really desired, and you changed his life now with that book or with that gift that you just gave him, everything that he will do from now and on will be illuminated, will shine more, will have an holy impact on it, and it will change the face of reality forever in an endless way. And then the coin will come back to your pocket somehow, and you'll find a relief as well. It might take a month, it might take a year, it might take the process that the Creator set for that coin to roll until it will fall into your pocket. But when it will fall to your pocket, it will come with treasures of spiritual bounty that have been created by the mercy and goodness of the Creator, that knows exactly what to do with every coin, with every word of every prayer that you pray. If you now ask for peace, if you now ask for happiness, if you now care about other people, and you spread your words if it's between people, or if it's just straight to heaven and talking to God like you speak to your best friend, those words are creating and carving their way to an eternal success of all humankind, of everyone, of the whole wide world. And we should believe in ourselves, and you should believe in yourself. And you should take those words very seriously, to be active about it, to do the best that you can with your life, to do the best that you can with your time, to do the best that you can with your faith, to do the best that you can with all your sources, with all your power, and to invest it into good things, and to put a lot of love and intention to everything you do, and to care about others is the highest way to serve God. Charity and love and support and to care about people are the highest things of them all. Charity in all its forms and ways, support and love, caring about people, sending messages and asking, how are you doing, my friend? How are you doing, my sister? How are you doing, my brother? In every way that you can show mercy and kindness, you should do that. By that you're shining the light of God upon His creation, and you give hope and lifelines to those ones that are in need. And I bless you all, dear sisters and brothers, that those words of faith will penetrate to a very deep and healthy place in your hearts to grow and to bring out fruits to the world. The power of prayer is so strong because nature obligates a certain thing, but in the power of prayer is to change nature. So when you see that something goes on in the world and you have faith in the Creator, you believe that the Creator, He's the one who creates reality, that reality that is in front of your eyes, while it's in His power to change that reality based on His will. And the way to convince someone to change his decision from going with anger and judgments and decrees to a way of kindness and pleasant and holy grace is by talking to him about it, explaining to him your feelings about it, your thoughts about it. And you might be the one to convince the Creator to reveal His loving kindness upon all of us and to remove darkness away from the world. You can be that one. Each and every one of us might be that righteous one, the chosen one, to stand and convince the Creator to reveal only His kindness and goodness, and to remove all darkness and all judgments and decrees from the world. And I believe that each and every one of us is a vessel, is an amazing warrior that can make that change. So let's unite our powers and stand in prayer and talk to the Creator in the most simple way we can. Talk to Him in the language that is the most comfortable for us to speak with, and just to talk to our Father in heaven in the most respectful and honorable way, to tell Him, please help us, please redeem the world, please remove the darkness and lie, please let all your children see you in the greatest light of them all, heal all the sick, bring illumination and light to the world, and don't let us suffer no more. And may all our prayers be answered in no time. Amen. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Please think about your siblings, think about your brothers and sisters, and help as many people as you can. Those are the days to do that. Bless you.
The world does not exist. Because Olam Milshon Ne'elem, the world is just blocking the light of truth. The world called Alma Deshika, world of light, is just a fake. We're just inside of an illusion. It's just a fake. We're just inside of an illusion.
We're just inside of an illusion.